Good evening, guys. How is everybody doing tonight? I know it's been a few days. Uh, it was Tuesday was my last live stream, but back again. Always good to stick at it doing these live streams. Um, so hi, Julio Cass, one of my fellow regulars. So it might just take a few minutes to get the numbers up, get a few more people in. So what I always do, I'll send out the link. How are you doing this evening, Julio Cass? Er, Yeah, I'm not bad. Not bad, Julio Cass. Can't complain, really. Applied for a job in Paris. 1 minute before the deadline. Wow, you're cutting it fine there, mate. Have you heard anything back? Was this just recently you applied, or? So I just got the link sent out on Twitter. So maybe just have to give it a few minutes. A few more people will come in. Last night's a waiting game. Yeah, so these things can take a few days until they get back to you. If anybody know, was our boy on Penny Bunny's channel Friday? I did watch it for a minute or two. Was our boy on? Was our boy on Julio Cast? Was he on it? I think I got it at the right time because was that the same guy that was like wearing like a ridiculous? He was wearing like some ridiculous wig, right? Am I right? Him? He? Oh me. What was that all about? That stupid wig. What was he trying to prove? Well, like that was freaking weird, eh? I think that just proved their point even more. The guy's an idiot, right? What a fool that guy was, though, eh, Lucas? Jesus. Yeah, I suppose he probably thought people were laughing with him, but like guys like us were laughing at him, eh? I was literally only there for a second, and then when I saw that ridiculous wig he was wearing, I just went off. All right, you were on. So what were you guys speaking about? All right. So did you get into a bit of a disagreement with him, or Andrew Tate a little bit, right? Yeah, I could have maybe gone on Julia Cass. I don't know, just something about the energy there. I wasn't all that big on. So I just thought I'll give it a miss. I don't care that much about getting the rub, by going on our channel, but yeah, so it might just take a few minutes Just wonder where Kara's at. It's not like Kara to be quiet. Yeah, he is a bit of an idiot, isn't he? Yeah, I know, I know. Um, but yeah, so with this stuff then, so Anthony, Oliver Anthony, the rich men north of Richmond, really like the song. It's still a very popular song. It's just been going up more and more. The views, millions of views now on YouTube. And so look at this article here, Daily Mail. Oliver Anthony surges to global number one in Apple Music as overnight sensation, stirring lament for America, Richmond, north of Richmond, dominates airwaves. Virginia factory worker Oliver Anthony is a certified hit in his hands with Richmond, north of Richmond, as the song soared to number one on Apple Music's global charts. The song is sitting at the top alongside notable names. You've got Doja Cat, you've got Travis Scott, ahead of them, also ahead of the fellow country singer Morgan Wallen. Haven't heard of him before, and also Taylor Swift as well. It's funny, didn't Taylor Swift used to be kind of like country, before she sold her soul to Lucifer? And it goes on. So, Richmond, north of Richmond, has gained mass notoriety for its bone-chilling portrayal of life for the average man in the United States. And we know the lyrics now. It's a really good song. Hi, Elena. Evening. How are you, mate? Yeah, I was thinking of checking it out earlier. Penny Bunny Duocast. I might check it out shortly. See what it's like. So yeah, so we know the lyrics with the song, Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. It is. I've got my best singing voice on tonight, guys. But so the music video for the song, with just Anthony strumming the guitar. He was just in the woods, He was three dogs were there. And yeah, so he lives in Farmville, which is an hour outside of Richmond. Song is meant to share the struggles of the blue collar worker. He said that the universal thing I see is no matter how much effort they put into whatever it is they're doing, they can't quite get ahead because the dollar's not worth enough. They're being overtaxed. Yep, true. And I think it didn't really help at all, in 71, I believe, when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, made the dollar less valuable. Anthony goes on, he says, I want to be a voice for these people, not just them, but humans in general. Very noble. And yes, so the tune's been adopted as the working class anthem by many conservatives, while some progressives have remained skeptical due to its lyrics. I bet. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, working class anthem. This is what I say, right? I really do believe that this song, Richmond, North of Richmond, this song is better than John Lennon Imagine. I really do believe this is better than Imagine and I'll tell you why. You just feel it. You feel all that emotion, his soul, when he's singing. You really do feel it. Call it passion, call it heart, whatever you want to call it, but it's there. And because this is a real guy, this is a regular guy. When John Lennon did Imagine, 31 years old, multi-millionaire, had all the huge success with the Beatles. Like, come on, like John Legend wasn't in touch of the regular working guy like Oliver Anthony is. That's why I make the case, and it might be classed as like an unpopular opinion, but I would say that Oliver Anthony Richmond is better song. This is like the ultimate to me, people's anthem. Call it working class anthem if you will, but it's better than Imagine. And it goes on. So they say the song touches on human trafficking of children, even alluding to the late billionaire Jeffrey Epstein and his illicit activities involving minors. We know the lyric, I wish politicians looked out for minors, not just minors on an island somewhere. Singer also touches on out-of-touch politicians, high taxes, and those who take advantage of the system by milking welfare. Yep. The whole, well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're £300, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. The message has been amplified five voices, including Fox News' Laura Ingraham and popular podcast host Joe Rogan. Imagine as a communist anthem. Yeah, I think John Lennon even admitted that it's a communist anthem, Lanny. I know. I know. Yeah, well, Ben, if you heard of Ben Shapiro, Lanny, like Ben Shapiro rips that song to shreds. He calls it like one of the worst songs of all time. And it's like, but I think he violently misunderstands the message in it. I think what John Lennon is trying to say is that if we're all to get beyond, your differences when it comes to your country, what your, like your identity, what like your identity is so much for so many people defined by your country, your religion, social class, whatever. But if we were all to like take that stuff to the side just for a minute and try and live in peace and harmony, I think that's the message there. I don't think it was like a covertly or overtly communist type song. But I can see how people could take it as a communist anthem. But I still think overall, though, the message I don't really have a particular problem with in Imagine, but it's just that I don't think it's as you can buy into that as much from a John Lennon, who, like I said, at that point was a multi-millionaire. Right? He was doing it from the video was him in his big fancy house in London, right? They recorded the video for it. Facts don't care about your feelings. Yeah, that's his trademark, isn't it, Shapiro? I'm not particularly big on Ben Shapiro, Lanny. I'll watch the occasional video from Daily Wire here and there, but I'm not. I don't really take to him or that channel all that much, really. Yeah, that woman song. I like that song, "Woman." That's a good one, Joe Cass. I wouldn't say I hate John Lennon though. There's a lot of stuff of his I like, to be fair, and I like the Beatles. I like their music. So it goes on. It says that the reaction to the song has been instantaneous, with the song climbing up the charts and millions around the world sharing how the song has touched them. I'm a 40-year-old Iraq vet Marine. This one has got my eyes a little soggy. I'm very proud of this young man having the cojones to tell it like it is. One person wrote, "This is the first time a non-gospel song has brought tears to my eyes and left me speechless. This is beautifully written and so true. I'm 75 years old. I worked overtime for bullshit pay my entire life, and I approve this message." Other people said, this guy here, "Speaking from Ireland, this song is an emotional masterpiece. It generally moves me multiple times every time I play it." Yeah, I had that experience. I was actually watching, it was like a compilation of reaction videos to the song. And I started to kind of, at part halfway through it, was starting to tear up a little bit. Just something really powerful about the song overall. You speak for the majority of the Richmond, north of Richmond. Just all this positive messages right here. The Beatles, yeah, come on, who doesn't like the Beatles? Debatable. I mean, there's these different conspiracy theories out there of whether did they write all their own songs or not. I've read stuff about that, about the whole Lennon McCartney partnership being a myth, and yeah. Well, that's the thing with John Lennon, wasn't it? He was very cold, wasn't he, with his first son, right? When he got with Yoko, he didn't want anything to do with his first son, right? Julian. Very cold. How he ended up treating kind of Julian and then his ex-wife Cynthia. He said a lot of things that were homophobic. I mean, okay, that was maybe quite common back then, but he did say things that were homophobic, made fun of handicapped people. So he wasn't this big, part like, oh, I love everyone. It would be a little bit hard to fully buy into that, would it, with Lennon? But still a lot of good songs, though, John Lennon, though. I mean, and Women, Julia Cass was with the lyrics there. That is a really good song. So it goes on. Just a guy from Greece here. Lifelong dream to move to the US one day. Some would say a song like this should only discourage me, but damn, I've always been inspired by its people, its true people, its heart and soul. And this man singing this song is a fine example. This song isn't just for the US. This song should bring all people together. ever, least of all of those whose heart's in the right place. Very nice. Well said. Well said. And so I believe they say here that the legendary country producer John Rich has offered to pay for Anthony to record his debut album. You've even had Gucci, the rapper, he's looking to sign him to his label. And apparently, Anthony was saying that he's basically just gave these blank looks to these big record executives that have offered him an £8 million deal, and he doesn't want that. He doesn't really want to. He doesn't want to be famous. He just wants to be out in the woods and do his thing. And yeah, he's not looking for fame, it seems, and not looking for the big fortune either, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was a bit worried because I was thinking if he was really looking to pursue a music career, I was a little bit worried thinking that this would kind of like be a one-hit wonder, because it's a big song, it would be tough for him to top this song, you know. But it seems like he's not that interested though, by going by what he says on the big career, the fame, the glitz, the glamour. Julian has a song, right, right. Well, it would be so hard to live up to your because in the end, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, Joey Cass would just be he would keep getting compared to his dad, wouldn't he? But yeah, so this stuff with Oliver Anthony, because I corresponded with somebody who's been classed as like the PR marketing guy for getting the word out there with this song. This guy's name, he goes by the name of Jason Howerton, and he is the CEO of Reach Digital, and this helps media companies and political influencers grow their social media footprint exponentially. And they say here, so Jason was one of the first accounts heavily promoting this song as he provided a background on Oliver and his faith. Jason indicates that Oliver has been contacted to record the song. Jason also admits he even covered the cost to produce the record. So they got a link to Jason Howerton's LinkedIn page, but then they might have just blown this out of proportion. This song might have already gone viral before that, and I'll get into this because I've corresponded with this guy, and it has here on his LinkedIn that this guy Jason's got about 144 connections. So for a guy that's quite like 144 connections isn't that much, Like I've even got more on my LinkedIn. So if you were that powerful that you were able to be the guy to get even to for it to be the reason that it's got millions and millions of views now, you'd have a bigger presence maybe online. You would probably have much more than 144 connections on LinkedIn. I'll put it like that. But I messaged him. So what I did, I sent a tweet to him, and I sent a couple of links to some of the songs that I've done are like anti-establishment songs. And I just said to him, check them out. Hope you like it. And because I said to him basically, I believe that you were the guy that helped the song grow. And he basically said, well, don't believe everything you read on the internet. He's claiming the song was already mega viral by the time he shared it. And him sharing it from his personal accounts, he claims wasn't that impactful. He just shared it like many other people did, and he also says that he's not a music industry guy. So, because some people, this is the thing, because some people have this conspiracy theory that this guy's an industry plant, and this was all by design, and a lot of these right-wing commentators knew it was coming, and that that this was all just one big effort to get this out there, and it wasn't a grassroots thing. But I have a hard time to believe that, because I think if it was really fake, and it wasn't authentic, you would have an idea, you would be able to sense it. And I don't sense this with a guy at all. He just seemed to be a regular guy, playing the odd songs, posting them sporadically on his YouTube channel, and this was one that caught on big. This definitely feels authentic and genuine to me, anyway. But yeah, that's true. No, I get your point, Lenny. Simon Cowell types are what run the music industry, and I've talked about this before in the channel, Lenny. Simon Cowell, who Wall Young was before Pop Idol. He was actually supposed to be in a band that was like created. It was on the, I think it was on the This Morning show at the time, and Will Young was picked, and two of the lads that went on to be in Blue, they were picked. And allegedly, I think he already knew who Steve Brookstein was before he went on, and he knew who Leona Lewis was as well. So I take your point that not everybody gets famous accidentally. But it's a little bit different now with YouTube, though. You know what I mean? They don't need the machine to get behind them. They can do it. You can do it yourself. I mean, it will be tougher. Don't get me wrong, but it is doable though. Ralph McTell, Julio Cast, Streets of London. That song, I think he had, right? God, that is a really good song though, isn't it? I just heard that song quite recently as well. That's really good. Hazel O'Connor, Big Brother. I haven't heard that one before. When did that come? 1980. All right. I'm quite big into 80s music. I'm still a little traumatized, guys. Sorry, I was watching a lot of that Panorama documentary about Lucy Letby earlier on. What's your take on all of that, guys? Just so bloody disturbing, isn't it? What a monster. Yeah, I mean, but you still have like a close friend of hers that's trying to claim that she didn't do it. And some might say that, even though there's that whole note about her trying to say that, oh, she killed him, I did this, I'm evil, that actually might not be that her admitting that she intentionally did that, but maybe she felt and that she was the cause of it, whether if it was accidental, you know, that might potentially is what would be. Imagine was her out, right? But I don't know. I always, to be honest with you, I had an idea. I think as soon as I saw that photo of her and she's like holding was it the baby clothes, to me, I said she's guilty because to me that's the kind of thing that you would do by design, right? To cultivate that image that you're kind of this harmless person that, oh, I really like kids, I really like babies, to try and to cover your ways, right? I don't know, just something about those photos, even of like her holding the baby in the baby clothes. When I saw those photos, I just said to myself, this is back in 2018 when it got out, right? I just said to myself right away, she's guilty. You know, at the very worst, people would say, well, she was just a job and this, it wasn't intentional, it was accidental. But again, this is the biggest prolific child killer in history now, right? This now supersedes the guy Brady, right? Just bloody horrific, isn't it? Well, I think it was 7 for murder, wasn't it, Lanny? And then 6 for attempted murder? No, I will watch it, Duocast. Was he start what was his did he speak about the whole Latby thing, or – 44 minutes? I'll check that out, Duocast, yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw most of the Panorama documentary. I was just watching it on catch up, and it's just so horrific, isn't it? And but what was a bit sad to me is kind of like her friend is in denial, right? Her best friend still wants to believe that she didn't do it. I suppose with the Brady's is that Brady guy, he they murdered and they raped kids as well, right? I think they were just psychopaths, weren't they, Julia Cass? I don't think they found out why they did it. I mean, I think back to like Scream, like like when they're revealed as the killers, Billy and Stu, and then is it Sydney Prescott asked them why, and then the guy that was her boyfriend, what was his name? I Billy Loomis. He's like, why? It's like, well, did they ever find out why Hannibal Lecter wanted to eat people? What was the other? There was another example he gave, but sometimes people are just sick fucks. You know what I mean? They don't have a real motive. Yeah, they're just pure evil. Absolutely. That's the thing. You know. But yeah, I will check out that Penny Bunny one though, Joycast. Uh, maybe maybe another time I'll come on and I'll debate it on something. Was that because of you, Julia Cast? Did you turn the heat up on that stream? Wanna know what you think. Wanna know what you do. It's a real catchy song, isn't it? Penny Money can just be a little bit in her own world, Julia Cass. That's the thing. She maybe doesn't help herself with stuff that she talks about. That's why she has that problem, with her channel being demonetized. Sometimes you just got to play the game with YouTube, and I was actually working on maybe potentially doing a video, like a music video for the Richmond, north of Richmond, having the certain relevant video clips and photographs, like to do with the content that's discussed in the song. Um, what do you guys think? Would there be anything that comes to mind that would be good that you would think that would work in a video for Richmond, north of Richmond, particular photos or anything? Let me know. Are you speaking about the Lucy Letby thing, Lanny? Because I heard something about people were speaking about some people were speaking about would Lucy Letby deserve the should she get the death penalty? Yeah, you do get a few strange people, would you, on that channel, no doubt. That was just so random, Julia Cast, the wig. So bloody strange. Uh, he's not really a guy that I would ever want to engage with. She's gonna have a tough time in prison, right? It'll be like was it those two lesbians, right? That had the body they raised the baby. It was it 2 years old that they killed. It'll be the same kind of thing, right? I can't remember the names. It was two. I mean, we've seen these horrific stories about parents that abuse their kids and end up killing them, but it was people here in England. Well, it was in England. I say here in England. I'm Scottish, but can't remember. It might have been in Liverpool they were from or something, but I think it was the baby Star Hobson. Does that ring a bell? That was the end of 2021. Really was super disturbing. So a 16-month-old toddler was cruelly murdered by her mom's lesbian lover. Jeez. My internet's always playing up as well, Juliocast. You probably did the right thing having to restart your computer. Um, God, it's a quiet night. And it's weird when Kara's not there because Kara's always, she never misses one. It's funny you speak about the civil, the death penalty, Lanny. My granddad on my mum's side was a civil servant. I think he played a part. He was campaigning for the death penalty to be removed, to go away, to be. I think so. I know he played a part in like the belt. Get when kids getting the belt at school of that being outlawed. He was very against that. Some might say though, when they removed the, kids getting the belt, that's when it all went to shit with discipline and kids acting up and kids then murder. But that was horrific. What happened to that baby? Did you hear about that, Lenny? It was Star. It was the 16-month toddler. It was a lesbian lover had killed her. She had died in September 2020 after enduring months of abuse from her mom. It was her mom and her mother. Yeah, that was just bloody horrific. The partner, she was sentenced to life in jail, minimum 25 years. Because she was really the one doing the abuse. I think the mother was just the one that allowed it to happen. The mother's only been jailed for 8 years. Well, it was increased to 12 though later on for causing or allowing her daughter's death. And the court was told that despite inflicting months of neglect, cruelty, and injury on the 16th month old, the couple managed to fend off police and social workers despite 5 referrals from concerned family members. So I believe it was her. I don't know if it was actually the would it have been the child's grandfather or the great grandfather. He was very skeptical of things and warned social services. And it tells you what a fucking joke they are, really, that nothing was done. Um, a national review into the toddler's death found assessment visits were superficial and meant professionals only had a limited understanding of what daily life was like for Star. Just bloody horrific, though. It has been enlightening 2 months, Cara, has it? Hello. I've missed a few messages here. I suppose in some way the media did comb over it, Lanny. I mean, I do remember seeing it in on BBC News, but I didn't see all that much about it. Let be to be sentenced tomorrow morning. Probably, yeah, it'll be life. Uh, they say though that she might actually not turn up, though, right? I was reading that earlier. Yeah, I mean that's the sad thing, Lanny. There's just some evil people in this world, and there must be a few of these cases out there. Sadly, you know. I mean, there was one guy that I lived actually across the road from me, and this guy, he got in trouble with the police. He was like, I can't remember how young his kid was or something, but he shook his kid, and he got in trouble. I think he got arrested. And he was always a bit of an aggressive wanker, you know. When I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But it's just that guy with the wig though, Cass, our boy, eh? Like God, he was a strange one, eh? That's good for you to drop in, Cara. I know I've not been good keeping my word on doing these, you know, live streams more frequently, but I'm going to try and get better at that and doing at least maybe, 3 or 4 a week. Hmm. It seems now I'm reading stuff about Andrew Tate. He's even been caught out doing even more lies now. He's allegedly lying. He lied about his dad being a grandmaster in chess. Apparently, he apparently tried to claim he slept with a Bollywood actress. This guy never stops, does he? Well, you know what it is, Lenny. That place, that it's probably a little bit of an echo chamber on that channel, to be honest with you. And if you're kind of not one of the originals that she's used to seeing commenting on her stuff and speaking to her or coming on live, you'll probably get treated kind of like you're just a bit of an outsider and you can't be trusted. And she was fine enough with me, though, I suppose. But That's all you need to say about that's all you need to say about Andrew Tate, isn't it? LOL. All you have to say. Yeah, yeah, I suppose it's too short, isn't it, to be against people unless they've really done harm to you. It's too short to be against people, isn't it? Yeah, Cara. I was about to say hello, stranger, or something, but yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. I'm doing all right. Oh yeah, she gave me enough time to speak, Lenny. I've got no problem with that. How things were. Want to know what you think. Want to know what you do. Think about what, Cara, specifically? Are we talking about the Lucy Letby thing here, or my internet's a bit slow here? Press will dub her with some moniker monster in her chest there. Yeah, probably. Some people are saying though that there's that certain mainstream publications should actually be always they'd be better off posting her mugshot as opposed to those photos of her smiling, holding the baby, you know, with having holding the baby clothes. I think especially seeing photos of her baby, considering what she did, that is pretty fucking disturbing, don't you think? Imagine how all those parents Imagine how the parents must feel to see photos of that, knowing this is the woman that killed their baby. You know, more people should just post the mugshot. She just looks dead in the eyes as well when you see that photo of the mugshot as well. Eh? It's not something I would get into, to be honest with you, Lanny. Debating the death penalty. Well, absolutely, there's something wrong with her. I mean, there's no way that I think in any way she's innocent. No way. So if you're speaking about all sorts of stuff, right? Ghosts and Nilsson's brother. Oh, Dennis Nilsson. All right. Right. Dennis Nilsson, American songwriter, born 1941, passed away in 1994. I'll have to check this live stream out, Julia Cass. Yeah. What exactly happened with this Nilsson guy? I haven't heard of him before. Oh, serial killer from the Brock. Oh shit. Gee, no good. Was Paz on? Did X Army Paz go on, or did he not? Ah, right. David Tennant played him. Right. Yeah, I think I came across something of David Tennant. I was on tally, and he was playing this guy that was pretty like psychotic looking, and Paz wasn't on. Right. Roger Trout. God, what a sick freak. Dennis Nilsson. Hadn't heard that guy before. What's going on now? Bloody hell. Multiple buildings in New York burst out in flames. What the hell? Are these more of these things that are going to happen that they're going to blame on climate change? Jeez, oh. I can't quite do a Paz impression though, Cara. I can't do a Welsh accent, but some buildings on fire, Yocas. Um, Southern fire destroying businesses and homes. Jeez, yeah, yeah. I saw that video, Lanny. I saw that video. I thought the video that he did on the Beano, he just couldn't stop laughing about the whole thing about the Beano. The Beano is now all woke and the different characters and different names, and that was pretty funny. Nah, Beano was class back in the day. I would watch Dennis the Menace and du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du. And you just loved it when he would always, terrorize, Walter. It was good shit. But now that would be insensitive to have that now, wouldn't it? Jeez. Anyway, it's just that laugh that Paz has at the start of the videos. It's class. Same kind of laugh I have as well, because you just have to laugh at all the stupidity. You can't take it too seriously. Bina was great. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Peter Dinklage just wants all the dwarf gigs for himself. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. That was totally wrong what he did. And in the end, it's just the dwarfs that get affected by it. They're out of work, the dwarf actors. All this wokeness is just freaking stupid. That's putting it mildly. The best song ever written. We Can Win. That's the best song ever written, Duo Cass. Yeah, yeah. There's a link for it there. That is one of the best songs. So, what do you guys think about all this stuff about Elon? About they're going to be removing the block feature on Twitter or X, as it's now called, Gotta get used to calling that X now. What do you guys think about that whole thing? Are you for it, against it? What do you think? Street Life, Randy Crawford. That is a good song, Joey Cass. It is, yeah. Uh, I can go for that. That's a good one by Hall and Oates. uh, did Tom Hanks actually say, "I don't respect anyone who doesn't wear a mask"? Goodness me! And what do you say? What do you say to that, guys? What do you say to that? Well, I don't respect anyone who's on Epstein's flight log. Uh, Out of touch is another one, right? Yeah, probably I can't go for that. It's probably the best one. It's pretty cool. That's one of those songs that like it's not just that white people fuck with it, black people fuck with it as well. It's cool. It's smooth. Massive Attacks, E band, right? I'm thinking, maybe I'm getting them mixed up. I can even remember the day Diana died. Joey Cass. I was only 6 years old, but I can still remember that day though. Massive Attack, Unfinished Massive Attack, English Trip Hop. All right. So this might be kind of my cup of tea, right? Oh, the guy Tricky. Yeah, I heard that name before. Yeah, yeah. Let me take you. Was it how's that song go again? Let me take you to a place I know you wanna go. It's a good life. Yeah. No, no, that's a really good one. Should I get away? Should I play a song? I do have to watch though if I play songs because then I I got demonetized my last video for playing songs. Was that Oliver Anthony one? Ah, that's fine, Cara. Yeah, yeah. We'll speak soon. Nice of you to catch to hop in though. Yeah, good life. I've got the house version of that. Well, I say house duocast. There's like an extended version of the song. Um, no, I missed you too, Cara. You're one of the regs. You, duocast, Lenny, all loyal regular members. Good for you. It's good to see you. I know I didn't actually see you, but you know what I mean, though. Nothing but love. I'll play this one. See, let me know what you think of this one. Listen to music like this will take your troubles away, Lenny. So there you go. Dub Sync Productions no longer there. It's like an old late song from like late 80s. They had sampled in that. It came out in 2006, but it's not a bad one though. Eurocast, you reminded me of a song called Halem Halib. Life's Too Short with Warwick Davis. Is that a program, Lenny? Barry from EastEnders, Les Dennis and Shaggers were in it. Yeah, they're like identical, aren't they? They look an awful lot alike, do they? Les Dennis and Shaggers, right? Life's Too Short, Warwick Davis, though. Life's it was a comedy series, right? Ricky Gervais was in it, and Stephen Merchant. Was that like a spin-off of that show that what was it? Extras that he did? Gervais, is that what was that? Kind of like a spin-off of that? Daniel Radcliffe appeared in it, right? Sting was even in it. Right, that dry cringe, yeah. I think I've seen is that like the one that Daniel Radcliffe's kind of like a bit of a sleaze in it, and he's like trying to come off like this cool ladies man, and it's just not working? Yeah, I think I did see that before. Yeah, but he's just basically like Barry from EastEnders is just like basically playing what he like how he was his life was going at that point, right? Like a struggling actor looking for any type of work, right? It's basically what it was, eh? I didn't watch all the time, but from what I saw, it was pretty good. It was pretty funny, to be fair. Messing around with a condom, right? Yeah. Well, that was like 12 years ago, Lanny. Not like I think that was just before things became super woke, right? And you could still cross the line a little bit with comedy, eh? I think those days are gone, though, eh? Right Said Fred appeared in it. Interesting. Have to check out that, see what that's like. Yeah, maybe it was around that time. I know obviously a lot of people would talk about The Office and rave about that. I never got around to watching that. I think the couple episodes I maybe saw, I wouldn't say I rated it that highly, to be honest. But yeah, he is kind of anti woke, I suppose, Lenny. But um, there's very few of them now who are anti woke. These comedians, they've all kind of acquiesced, haven't they? And had to tone down their act. I mean, like I think Sarah Silverman's one of the worst, right? Considering she used to do the blackface and all that, and she's just one of them, though. There's so many of them. They're just not funny anymore. I guess he comes off. He makes out as if he's anti woke though, Gervais. That could just be a whole act in itself, though, eh? Okay, so it's getting a little bit late now. I'm gonna just wrap this up in a minute or two. So, is any comments, guys? Any other questions that you have? Fire away. Saturday Night Live isn't the big deal it was in some ways, right? Is I believe that's right. You're correct there, Lenny. I think it was even pretty popular and funny even in the 90s and the noughties, but not anymore though, really. I mean, they would take the mick a bit out of Trump and Hillary and Biden, but for the most part, they're just I mean, they're just mocking. It's just them taking the piss out of Trump majority of the time, wasn't it? But yeah, I know you're right there, Lanny. That's where a lot of people got their big break, right? By going on Saturday Night Live. Um, isn't it one of the guys that was on that show in the 90s, Keenan and Kel? He ended up appearing doing work on that show. Um, it's not what it used to be, though. I suppose, well, in slight fairness to Alex Baldwin, I know he's a psychopath, but he did do a pretty good Donald Trump impression, in fairness to him. But one of the better ones I've seen. When are you going to address the allegations that were on Twitter earlier? Are you talking about the Oliver Anthony stuff, DJ Smokey? And who are you anyway? I haven't seen you on here before. I know all the Ghostbusters did well. Chris Farley, David Spade, Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy. Well, I'm no scammer, DJ Smokey. You got the wrong person, pal. Yeah, yeah, I wasn't that familiar with Mike Myers, but I mean, I know with Mike Myers, well, he, with the Austin Power films, and I was watching some of the Doctor Evil clips earlier on. Yeah, those movies they were all right, weren't they? They weren't too bad. I wouldn't say Austin Powers was like the best parody movies you would see, but I think was it they say Airplane is known as like the best film when it comes to spoof movies. Leslie Nielsen and the Naked Gun movies are pretty good as well, in fairness. Female Ghostbusters. Well, that's what happens, Lanny. You go woke, you go broke. Um, all right, then. I think on that note, then I'll end this. I'll wrap this live stream up now. But thanks very much for joining, guys. Thanks for everybody that came on. I probably will be back tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, they really are good. The Naked Gun films, Lanny. I know. Spy Hard in the mid-90s wasn't so good though. That wasn't really a good one. Um, no worries, Lanny. No worries, mate. But I should be back on tomorrow. Anything from around 8 to 9 o'clock in the evening, I'll be back on tomorrow. So thanks very much, guys, for coming on. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your evening. So thanks.